Ladies and gentlemen, hope you're doing well. Welcome. Maybe you guys are having a fantastic weekend. I'm going to be honest, my recent week has absolutely been mental. Obviously, we played with Blue Eyes. We got some fantastic clips. We even got noticed by freaking Rhymestyle and Fafa, which is freaking insane. Fafa follows me on Twitter, which has blew my mind even more. Rhyme then interacted with the video on TikTok as well, which is even more mind-blowing. But yeah, it's crazy how a simple clip. Look, obviously, first things first, we're going to kick this off by saying, if you want to get into content creation, do not worry about over editing. Do not worry about anything. Just post it. I didn't expect Twitter to pop off the way it did with the Blue Eyes video, but it did. Yeah, possibly has opened some doors for us on content perspective. But yeah, so onwards and upwards for the channel, obviously in the Yu-Gi-Oh content. In today's episode, we are going to be watching obviously the duel replays for some of our members. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so we have 5 duel replays from Natalie, which we will go through. As we get more members into that specific tier, I believe it's second tier where I react to your duel replays. We will obviously do one from each person, depending on how many members we have and how many duel replays. Obviously, if there's not many, then we can react to more. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into this. Also, adding to that, I want to say thank you for supporting the channel. We've recently hit 7,000 subs. I wanted to put out a video covering, obviously, the 7,000 subs and obviously what we're going to do, celebrate and stuff like that. But I put out a lot of videos like that already, and I want to get it right. You know what I mean? I don't want to just promise stuff. But look, my game's lagging for some reason. But look, I am going to obviously be open to other stuff. There are games I want to play. I'm uncertain of whether I'll bring them to the channel, or because you don't want to tarnish the kind of the algorithm, the audience for the Yu-Gi-Oh content. But obviously it's a trial and error process. I want to play the Elden Ring Night Rain, but I think it's only good if I've got a good group good group of people to play alongside with. Devil May Cry 5, I never got to experience it. I remember reacting to the trailer a long time ago on this channel, so I'll probably play that. But it's not a priority. Obviously, I'm very limited to time that I have, so producing as much Yu-Gi-Oh content for you all is obviously the smarter option. But anyway, let us go. Big welcome Labyrinth triggers. So we've got ourselves Tearlament, Light Swan. Okay, into the Lady Labyrinth. Trigger the Wheeze. Face the Wolf. Ash Blossom to negate. Okay. Wheeze negated. Shirin to field. Okay, not bad, not bad. Wolf can trigger twice. Plus also you get obviously the Rhino Heart, which will allow you to discard the Havness to play into a Kit Kalos play. Or you can go straight into Kaleido. But okay, these chains are popping off like crazy. So the Big Welcome Labyrinth gets played. Haluti comes to the field. Wolf special summons. Wolf special summons once more. Leading in. Okay, triggering the Rhino Heart. Rhino Heart allowing you to send a card from the deck to the graveyard, leading into a Tearlament Ashtira. Playing into Minerva. Minerva, yet again, another card that can mill cards. Not bad. Special summon. You could trigger the effect of this to be able to tribute a card to target a card your opponent controls and destroy it. Leading into a Minerva, the Synchro variant. Okay. Now you can send Light Swarm monsters to the graveyard, dropping down. I never forget. Oh, Dragonling. Triggering the trap card of Metanois. Metanois returns a monster back to the hand, leading into a Tearlament Kashtira, adding Judgment Dragon. Playing into Underworld Goddess to dispose of Lady Labyrinth. Into the Judgment Dragon. Are you going to pay the life points? Oh, you're playing into Enlightenment Dragon. Okay, okay, okay. I'm all for it. I don't know how effective Enlightenment Dragon even is. Okay, triggering off. Ooh. When an opponent's monster that was normal special summon this turn that declares an attack, destroy the attacking monster, and if you inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the original attack. So what's the effect? You pay 2,000 life points, banish all other cards on the field and in the graveyards. Personally, I probably would have done that and disposed of. I suppose would. Oh, it's unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. Okay, cool. Yeah, I probably would have played into that. Because you've already triggered the big Welcome Labyrinth. You can only activate one effect per turn anyway. So ideally, you could have rinsed. Oh, and the graveyards as well. Bearing in mind you've got, what, Holotity, Big Welcome Lab. Yeah, I probably would have nuked the board for 2,000. Okay, leading into a Judgment Dragon back to hand along with the Punishment Dragon. Judgment Dragon comes back out. Paying. Are we going to pay life points? Oh, that's all in the battle phase still. Holy shit. But even still, that would have still been decent. If you had banished, I suppose the trap card would have never activated, so Judgment and Punishment would have never come to the field anyway, but even still. Okay, shuffle it back into the Tearlament Kashtira special summon, banish the trap. We lean into a Kaleido, send 3, trigger the Wolf, Wolf special summon, trigger the Shiren. Resolve. What's that? Roll Coloss and then Kaleido, or are you going just straight Kaleido? Because you can still... Didn't you trigger the effect of... Oh, there's a Kit Kalos play, okay. I thought initially you were going to play into Roll Coloss and then play into Kaleido after. But okay. SP on the field, allowing you to banish a card on the field. It's pretty good. It's a pretty solid board. There's no denying it. Obviously, Enlightenment Dragon leading back into the play. And then end phase and the top 4 cards that you deck to the graveyard. Can you not just... I suppose you would benefit more by triggering the effect as a quick effect. Okay. So in the top 3 cards you deck to the graveyard. Ash Blossom, negate in the middle for 3. Trigger the SP target in the Labyrinth Archfiend, banishing them both. Ash Blossom still negating the Scream. Into a Mirror Force. Triple Tactics Thrust leading into a Red Eyes Fusion. Literally. This card... My computer is running like a fucking potato. This card needs a rework. It really does. It's the reason why it's so trash. The last few lines. You cannot normal special summon other monsters to turn you activate this card. Trash. Red Eyes. Trash. Make Red Eyes good again. Stop fucking giving support to Blue Eyes and Dark Magician. I know Blue Eyes have got more support than Dark Magician, but it's not the bloody point. They've still got more support than Red Eyes. Red Eyes gets... Alright, look, I'm not saying Red Eyes doesn't have support. We do have, obviously, the other Red Eyes cards, but... They're not the best, are they, really? Into Roll Coloss. This is actually a really dirty board, you know. Okay, triggering the Enlightenment Dragon to pay 2,000 to banish all of the cards on the field and in the graveyard. That's insane, because you just banished your own cards, unless you're going to trigger... Okay, no, I get it. It does make sense to do that. To be able to banish everything, but also at the same time, it's a bit like, ooh. Why does it not do both graveyards at the same time? You timed out. Oh, shit. Okay. Second replay. Here we go. So, Centaurion and Blue Eyes. Oh, I get great. Mate, my best clips come from Blue Eyes, so I kind of can't help but enjoy it. But we're going to speed this play up because it's literally the same combos throughout regardless. Wishes activate, dropping the trap card, adding... Oh, okay. Trifron's the ultimate creature as well. Trigger off, special summon the Blue Eyes. Maiden comes out. Trigger the Waken. Fucking Wishes. Okay. I suppose it's not too bad. Okay, Primera the Maxi, Oath, trigger the True Light, special summon the Blue Eyes, play True Day, activate Field Spell, while you're leading up to wake up Centaurion, special summon. I was about to say, I was just like, this isn't the same person, but then I saw Change of Heart, and the only person who runs Change Heart that I know of is Daquan. And it is Daquan, my bad. Apologies. Okay. Leading in to the Ultimate Spirit, negating True Day, Centaurion to play on the back row, playing into Auxilla. Auxilla triggers to add the Bonds. Activating Regain, Bonds, triggering the effect to play the Primera on the Spell Trap Zone, destroying the Ultimate Spirit, special summon back, Blue Eye Spirit. They all share very similar names. Oh, Phalanx to banish the own card, triggering the True Day, triggered in the new card, Atri. Triggering the Centurion to be able to synchro summon straight into a play. Playing into, I think it's possibly the new synchro. Yeah, Primus. Or how you want to pronounce it. Banishing the spell card. Activate True Day. On a creature to target the spirit. No problem. True Light, go bye-bye. Into the Primite, into the Drill Beam. The good thing is you don't control a normal monster, so we're pretty golden here. Apart from you go for True Light face down off of the Tyrant being able to attack. Activating to increase the monster attack, send in the Blue Eyes, trigger the effect, especially summon the Blue Eyes, and now you play into another spirit. I personally wouldn't have played into the second spirit, because then that way you could have still played off the Drill Beam. But, okay. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, into a Maxi. Auxilla comes back out. Activating the Maxi. Special summoning. The Blue Eyes. Oh, okay. No, yeah. True Light, special summon Blue Eyes. Now you can Drill Beam. Yeah. My bad. Primera. Drill Beam targeting the Auxilla. Primera comes out, triggering the effect. Trigger the Branded Regain to flick back the Auxilla. Into Crossout Designator. Okay. Trigger the True Day to play. Oh my god, they're cooking. Chaos Archfiend. Gargoyle. Always forget the Gargoyle's name. Okay. Oath triggers. Primera face down. So many negates, man. Because obviously the spirit being able to negate from the graveyard as well. That makes sense. Manage the spells. Place the monster on the back row. Can we just say that the time limit again? But even still, Chaos Archfiend's absolutely a monster. This card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. Also banish any monsters destroyed by battle with this card. I think I got this in my Masochist. I might be tripping. I might be wrong. I'm not sure. Okay. Wow. This is the thing. There's a part of me that wants to run Lab because it's such a simple set 5 pass. You know, I can't help it. Into a Blue Eyes build once more, triggering the big Welcome Labyrinth, leading into the Welcome Labyrinth to be able to chain block it from an Ash Blossom, so you can still special summon Ariana, leading into the Lady Labyrinth, return the Lady Labyrinth, trigger the Ariana. Forbidden Droplet, drop the Chaos Form to negate Ariana, but Lady Labyrinth comes out once more. And then when you activate a trap card, guess what? You can set another trap card. It looks so simple, but I don't know. I want to build it. The amount of times I've lost in the final of a tournament because of Lab. It's crazy. It's twice. I've been in 2 tournaments. I've done 3 tournaments in my lifetime. 2 tournaments I lost to Lab in the final. But yeah. Alright. Priestess. Linking off into the Spirit with the Eyes of Blue. We could go... If your opponent negates the normal special summon of a monster or the activation of a card effect, destroy a card your opponent controls. If they go into Spirit and you trigger an effect in the graveyard and they chain it to negate it, Witch's Strike's going to hammer you. Literally. Going to get absolutely freaking hammered. Let's run it. Here we go. Okay. We'll speed up for a Blue Eyes play. We're all familiar with the procedure. We see it in every single duel. Remove, Chaos Smacks, adding the Jet, send the Blue Eyes to the graveyard. Spirit, special summon Blue Eyes, special summon Maiden. Oh, Sek is coming in. Sek. The good thing about this, yeah, is while you control a Sek card, your opponent can target this card with card effects. Also can be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Ghost Ogre is pointless because it's chaining onto the Lady Lab. Leading in. Banish. Clear up. Clean up in R4. Nuke. Raw. Trap Trick. Daruma. Set Daruma to field. Blue Eye special summon. Trigger the effect of Wishes. Wishes plays into the Neo, into the Tyrant. Daruma, flipping everything face down. But guess what? Yet again, this play comes up so much when I watch Natalie play. Anytime a Tyrant player comes in, because it's unaffected by trap cards, it goes to the graveyard. Because you can't flip it face down, because Daruma requires you to flip everything face down. It's mad. It's such a sick play. Especially in the current meta. Mate, Sek again is disgusting. Leading into the battle phase. Punch for 3, punch for 16. Do we have a play? Or is this over before it's begun? The Monster Reborn could lead into a Tyrant. Ice Dragon's Prison. Targeting the Tyrant, triggering the effect. Set. Big Welcome Labyrinth. Special summon the Tyrant to your side of the field. Easy peasy. Crazy. Sup, champ? Punch him with Tyrant for perfect damage. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to do. Okay, so we're running Centurion once more. Leading in. I didn't really check. Can I check? Oh, I was going to say, can you check decks and menu, but you can't. Alright, let's go. True Day into Effect Veiler. Called by the Grave to negate the Effect Veiler. Baldrake going after the Effect Veiler to prevent the call by the Maxi. Jesus Christ, Chain City into the cross out. Banish the Maxi. Holy shit. You guys are crazy. Triggering the Primera. Okay, special summon playing into Axel Synchron. Do they special summon a level 2 leading into a Baron de Fleur? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Getting rid of the Synchro monster to play into Stardust Dragon. Okay, leading into a Baron de Fleur off the Stardust. Into a Chaos Archfiend, which is going to punch the Baron. They're going to surrender. They're done. It's over. Pack your bags. Chaos Archfiends dominating the board once more. Evenly matched. Who would have saw that coming, huh? That top deck luck is something else. Especially if your opponent. Baldrake can banish, special summon itself, leading off the Baldrake to the Baldrake, punching for the battle phase. Bang on. Here we go. 7,000 damage. Respect. Okay, here we go. Leading in. 2 face down cards. This time, Natalie's running her Mayakashi. Here we go. Zombie build, if you're unfamiliar. Mayakashi can pop off once they start playing in a certain rhythmatic pattern, especially with their synchro monsters. So I do believe you play... Yes. Once you basically synchro summon, you can obviously target a... I believe the Mayakashi cards are the ones where you special summon, you can target a card in the graveyard, special summon it, and then synchro summon into the bigger one. And then leading into, obviously, all the little ones in the graveyard. But also, each time a zombie monster is special summons, send the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. I remember this being a Miller in Duel Links back in the days. But let's run it. Here we go. Leading into the Synchro Summon. Trigger the effect. Because you've special summoned a zombie, you can mill 2 cards from the opponent's deck. Also, special summon back to the field. Leading in. Okay. Send another 2 because you special summon. Bro, this guy's not going to have a deck left. It's game over. There we go. Mill 2 more. Trigger the effect. Special summon. Holy mackerels. The thing is, I don't want to speed up because I want at least a summoning animation from this set and deck. Okay. Mill in 2 more. They do have zombies, which isn't too bad. There's an Eldritch in the graveyard. Triggering the effect. Yet again, guess who's back? The graceful Mayakashi. Leading into a 9. Plus, they can go up to 11. I do believe the end cap is 11. Yes, it is. Gashadukuru. Into the Yoko. Trigger the effect. Mill 2 more. This guy's not going to have a deck left, mate. He might want to quit now. Special summon. Not only... They're leading into yet again another play. The one and only. How does Yoko have a summoning animation, but they don't give Gashadukuru? Gashadukuru? I don't know fucking how you pronounce it, but they're milled for another 2. Trigger the effect, milled for another 2. Bro, this guy's got no deck left. There's 19 cards left, but guess what? You add in the Ice Mayakashi. While you control another one, you can special summon this card to the field, drop in the Mizuki, trigger the effect, mill 2 more. Synchro summon. Guess who they're going into? The Ice Mayakashi. Guess what? Mill 2 more. Trigger the effect, special summon, mill 2 more. Then you've got Mizuki in the graveyard, which you can banish to special summon a zombie. Mill 2 more. Synchro summon, mill 2 more. This is the way it's going down, ladies and gentlemen. Into the Icicle, triggering the effect, trigger the effect once more. I respect it. This person actually sat through it and persevered with, the carnage. Respect. 2 more. I want to know what their face down cards are, though, man. Oh, the Royal. The Royal is here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, playing off into. Same card once more. Mill for 2. Trigger the effect. Mill for 2 more. Mizuki is coming into action. What are you going to special summon? Oh, damn. Into Yoko once more. But now you can just link summon again. This is the thing about this deck. It's terrifying. If you maxi it, you're dead. If you deal with the graveyard, deck send to the grave, dead. There we go, mill for 2. Wow. You just ended your turn like that. Into the Sphere of Ra. The Metal Reflect Slime comes into play. Imagine they came back and won this. Okay. The thing is, realistically, all you need to do is just special summon. There we go. Mill 2. There's nothing left. So, realistically, unless they can get game here. Okay, Daruma. Not Daruma. What am I on about? Freaking Gustav Cannon. Punching. Okay. Punching. Punching. Trigger the effect. Special summon. Mill 2 more, but there is none. Pop the monster on the field. And, ladies and gentlemen, it's game. Natalie just ends her turn. And pretty much, there you go, mate. It's your monster, but you have been evaporated from the Duel arena. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This is going to be crazy. We are now reacting to Kaiko's. Obviously, when more people submit their replays, the more we'll react to and stuff like that. But for the time being, you can only do what you can do. Here we go. Let's run it. Okay, so Sprite play into Pearly play. Okay, Sprite and Pearly together. Okay, makes sense. Leading into him Pearly. Beauty. Activating Pearly, my Pearly friend, or whatever the hell it's called. My friend Pearly. That's the one I got there in the end. Okay. So we do have the imperm for the Shirin, but then you could just mill 3 off of the charge into Wheeze. I don't think I actually ever... Oh no, I've still got my deck build for Light Swan. I just haven't finished crafting it yet. I think I need 3 cards to be able to be honest, most of my deck builds are literally 3 cards remaining. Into the Fairy Tale Snow, triggering the Imperly Beauty to negate the Fairy Tale Snow, leading into Minerva. Minerva can trigger the Imperm, prevents it. No worries. Still mill, Shirin. Into the SP Little Knight, triggering the SP to banish Beauty. Be able to add. This is the one issue I used to have with Pearly. Once you got rid of the XZ, my friend Pearly basically just gave you the cards back. And you're like, what? Leading into Enlightenment. Okay, not bad, not bad. Banish the SP. Trigger the Enlightenment, pay 2,000, banish all cards from graveyard and field. Punching through. Okay. Interesting. Double Rhino. Be able to add back to hand. Wolf. Change of Heart always comes up for Dup1 all the time. Wait. I suppose it was a difficult one in your situation because you couldn't really do much. Because even if you had your cards on field, you had no way of disposing of SP. Unless you tried to activate damn, yeah, you're in a tough situation there because you're playing into Typhon, you've locked yourself out of special summons. But if you had stayed on the field, you wouldn't have had enough to destroy SP. So even if you had to change of heart, SP would have banished them both and you would have had no target. I suppose you could have played into Typhon then and then flicked back. But yeah. Oh, okay. Is there any way to dispose of it? If you were able to dispose of the SP, that definitely would have played out a bit better. But it's all good. Okay, here we go. Into Sprite Red along with Carrot. Into Sprite Elf. Weirdly enough, I used to hate Sprite, but I'm starting to grow quite fond of them. Havness coming in. Ash Blossom preventing that Havness. Even if there was a way of negating the Ash. Although technically you couldn't call by, but yeah, call by is there waiting. Okay, play into Gigantic Sprite to be able to prevent Nibiru or anything like that activating. Detach, the Ash Blossom comes in for the negate, but we have the call by the grave to be able to negate the Ash. Okay. Special summon Sprite Blue adding Sprite Jet special summon adding the trap card of Double Cross, Sprite Elf. Okay, so in this situation we're golden because your opponent cannot target this monster's discard points to with card effects, so Gigantic Sprite's fine. Sprite Elf can special summon Carrot, or they can special summon Blue and be able to add, but I'd probably go Red for Monster Negate, especially dealing with, obviously, you know you're working with... No, you don't. No, we're working with Telements. Unless you obviously played up against them before, which you had, so you're probably expecting Telements to still be a play, so potentially leading into Sprite Red might be my play if I was playing. Okay, Grief, Sprite Elf going after Red, Havness chaining, Havness mill for 3, nothing. Into Telement trigger. I say nothing, obviously you can add the Judgment Dragon off of the Dragon Link. Wait, what's this? Double Cross, okay. So target one monster on the field or in either graveyard and activate one of the appropriate effects. Attach the target monster to one rank 2 you control's material. Place a target monster you control. Your opponent controls in your zone. Your link monster take control of it. Special summon the target monster from the graveyard to a zone. Okay. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I'd equip it. Not bad. Leading into a punishment dragon. Wait. Is that because you milled Judgment Dragon, or was Judgment Dragon a choice of being milled? Oh, the effect resolved and you dropped your man, that's unfortunate. I'm assuming you run Judgment at 1 as well. Okay, punishment. Rhino Hat now triggers in the graveyard. Special summon, discard the trap card, adding back a Shiren. Shiren special summon, drop the Keldo, mill for 3. Scream, activating to add crime. Playing into Minerva. Minerva triggers the effect. Does red? No red. Okay. Wheeze and Dragonling. Wolf comes to field, leading into a Curious the Light Swan. Drop the Wolf, trigger the Wolf, special summon. Send the top 3. Okay, not bad. Shiren's playing off into a Kit Kalos. And also we have the effect of Felis, the special summon. Felis was about to go crazy. Felis could have tributed Wolf, popped the card on the field, and then obviously Kit Kalos could have just played milled. Fair. Okay, Natalie and Kaiko. Clashing once more. Trap Tricks and Tearlaments. Let's see how this runs. Okay, leading into a Pudica, sorry, not Cardina. Leading into a Serra. Serra special summon the Archana. Trigger the Hulity. Hulity comes out. Leading into Pudica. Pudica banish Havness. No extra play off of that. Pudica brings back the Havness, leading into a recharge. Recharge mill. Shiren, drop the Keldo, mill for 3, double Wolf special summon, leading into a Light Swan XZ. Minerva. Minerva's effect triggers, detach, Wolf, mill, get another Wolf and a Wheeze. And a Dragonling. Okay. Dragonling send the Felis, Felis can trigger, playing into an Apollousa. Damn. Okay. Into a Scream, into a recharge, dropping the Dragonling. Special summon. Punishment. Okay. I understand why punishment, but I also... Normally you only see it when the life point difference is so massive. So they can just crank up the attack, but... If you can break past this board... Wait, Lab? Lab Trap Tricks. Okay, it makes sense, because if you activate a trap. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Fresh take. You know what I mean? 60 card. So we've got 4 negates. I don't think you actually do anything other than being destroyed on the field. And then unaffected by your opponent's activate effects. To be honest, because your life points are obviously lower, you can still dispose of this. But obviously, if you normal summon, you trigger the Scream. Scream can mill for 3, which could lead into a... We have Havness, we have Shiren. Will we need... Rhino's in there. You just mill whatever, and you can get yourself a Kaleido out. Okay, Holity banish, target Trap Trick special summon, triggering off the Pudica. Activating the field spell, leading into Underworld Goddess. Oh my word. Okay, removing the trap, normal summon, got special summon. Negating the Punisher's effect because our life points were lower than the opponent's. Leading into a Scream to add crime. You could trigger Fairy Tail Snow though, right? But then obviously you still have Medora to flick back cards back to the deck anyway. Fairy Tail Snow comes into play. Triggering the effect of the Underworld to negate triple tactics, drawing 2. Okay. Wait. If we took control, because technically this is unaffected unless they target, which triple tactics would have targeted. So you could have stole Underworld, attacked, increased your attack by what? 2,700? Yeah. I think you could have punched for game, potentially, off of that. But okay. I might be wrong, you know what I mean? But, yeah. But then, I don't know, actually, because you're permanently negated, aren't you? Because of the Underworld Goddess. My mistake. My bad. My bad. I completely forgot about the Underworld being able to negate Punisher. My bad. Got 3 cards left in the deck, but the Kaleido shuffle back and be able to target a card. Okay. Not bad. Alright, let us cook. Honestly, I'm sick and tired of seeing roaches. Really am. Right, solar recharge, dropping the Fearless, mill for 2. Leading into the Rhino Heart, be able to discard a trap card. Rhino sends to Havnis. Havnis of the fusion play into Kit Kalos. Okay, send the Kashtira to send, well, 2 from the top of the deck, leading into a Roll Coloss. Special summon, send Wheeze. Wheeze special summon Felis, leading to Minerva. Minerva, trigger the Dragonling. Dragonling add Judgment Dragon, leading to a Wolf special. I tell you what, the amount of times you've pulled drop Wolf, it's mental. Felis, special summon. Into Minerva exit. Detach, mill. Wolf comes back to the field yet again once more. Into an Apollousa, 3200 attack. 4 negate, Roll Coloss prevents special summon. You've also got quick effect, be able to banish all other cards on the field. We also have Crime as well, which is a spell or trap monster negate. We also have Sulik, which targets an effect monster negates effect. If the bounce back happens, I'll be blown away here. Holy moly. Okay. Okay, leading into a Bingo Machine and Sage. Bingo Machine for 3. Going for double Blue Eyes. Roar of the Blue Eyes. Wishes onto the Blue Eyes, going after the Ultimate Dragon. The Drill Beam after the Apollousa. Crime getting the negate. Leading into a Tyrant Dragon. Tyrant Dragon punching. Unaffected by trap cards. Right, champ. Negating the effect of Jet. Triggering the quick effect of the Enlightenment Dragon to banish everything. It's crazy, man. It's such a sick quick effect. Leading into the Spirit with the Eyes of Blue. Okay. Into the Mausoleum. Maiden to the Maiden to the grave. Play True Light. Trigger the effect of Spirit. Blue Eyes. Special summon Maiden. The maxi to finish off the play was disgusting. The problem is, what more can you do here? They can just literally trigger their effect once more. Unless you have a negate play, it does nothing. Literally. You send Felis back, special summon the Felis, tribute off to go for Spirit. Spirit tributes off playing into Ultimate. Fairy Tail Snow comes into play. They're going to trigger the effect to negate the Fairy Tail Snow, leading into a Visas Aritama. Trigger the effect, pop itself, trigger the Fairy Tail Snow to banish 7. Please tell me it is 7. I'm tripping. It is 7. The Enlightenment comes into play, banishing literally everything. Punching for 3000. What can they do? They're losing everything. Enlightenment Dragon is insane. The Ash Blossom preventing the Enlightenment Dragon from decking out. I tell you what, if you hadn't had that Ash in hand, you may have potentially have lost this. Because could you have not, before you triggered the once per turn you can pay 2000 life points, banish all other cards on the field and graveyard, could you not have Madura'd prior? I didn't think you had any in the graveyard then. Okay. So, draw it into Wolf, Rhino Heart for the normal summon, punch for 45, leaving them with 500 life points. The only problem is, I was about to say, you would have to link off the Dispose of Enlightenment Dragon because, 1, you don't have 2000 life points, and 2, you don't have the cards to be able to survive. Really, all they need to do is basically play into a solid play where SP is pretty much useless. They had nothing, they bricked. Into Scream activate, or are you just going to go battle phase and, yeah. It wouldn't have made a massive difference. But yeah, not bad, not bad. Well played. Okay. I've literally just seen the deck they're playing up against here, and I already feel a little bit repulsed. Narukame. Okay. Mate, Maxi's stuck to your hand, man, religiously. It's mental. Okay, Rhino sends the Havnis. Havnis trigger playing into the Kit Kalos. Kit Kalos being able to add the Tearlament, Tashtira. Send 2, Wolf special summon. Special summon, send to grave, mill for 3, mill for 5, drop 8, not bad. There's a Yubel play as well. For the Minerva, drop the Wolf, mill for 3. There's a Squirmer in graveyard, so you can banish it to be able to special summon. Felis comes to the field playing into Synchro Minerva. Trigger the effect. Dragonling, add Judgment, Punishment Dragon, okay. Felis and Wheeze, special summon into the Dragonling. Playing off into a Curious. Curious can send 1 card from the deck to trigger the effect, obviously leading into a Roll Coloss. Minerva banish, send 4, trigger the scream, add the crime, there's a negate already. Squirmer, special summon the Lotus, Lotus, special summon the Spirit of your bell, play Nightmare Pain. Destroy the Spirit of your bell, add the Squirmer, special summon standard your bell, special summon Grinder to the opponent's side of the field, leading into a Apollousa. Send the Nightmare and the Squirmer to play in front of your bell. To be honest, they're pretty much stuffed there because you got to think you're about to trigger the Lotus, which will special summon preventing the Yubel. They can only attack into Yubel. You've got 4 negate, you've got 5 negate, you've also got special summon negate as well. So that's what? 4, 5, 6. Plus you've got crime to prevent spell trap and monster effect. And then you've got quick effect, shuffle cards into the deck in the graveyard and face up banished cards, which is just a safety precaution for you anyway. Yubel tribute off the Lotus. So realistically, they've got no choice but to attack directly unless they can get rid of Golem. Heavy storming for the crime. Holy shit. Whoa. Heavy storm into Harpy Feather Duster is mental. Okay, Mekanko. It's funny because it's Mekanko. You know what I mean? Okay, Axe of Fools on the Apollousa, or you're going after the Rollcloss. Okay, either way, still negate. Special summon a Mekanko off the spell card. Rollcloss. Okay. Because this is once per chain, so that, I tell you what, on their front, that was really good. But what they've played into Typhon, I suppose Typhon can send the Yubel, but they already got rid of the Nightmare Pain anyway, didn't they? Because they played off of the Wait. How did they dispose of Nightmare Pain? Oh, it was Happy Feather Duster. Duh. My bad. It's so funny. Phantom of Yubel triggers off. I can't even fucking speak now. Into another Yubel. Okay. They can play into Varadras now. Leading into a Varadras. Into the Rollcloss. Send back. Phantom of Yubel comes into play. Punching. Punching. Plus you can trigger the effect. Also you can negate off Varadras. Negating the Ohimi. Punching for 4. Leaving them on a mere 900 life points. How are they going to play this? Can they bounce back? 500 burn damage. Leading in, sending the Lava Golem to grave. Ash Blossom. Negate. And ladies and gentlemen, finish off with a Rollcloss attack. Into a Varadros attack. Okay, nice. GG, everyone. Look, if you want obviously me to react to your duel replays, consider becoming a member. It's only $8.99 for the second tier membership. If you want to push for the higher tier, it's $22.99. But yeah, standard first tier membership, $4.99. Basically, you get to duel me. To be honest, I say every Monday we do member Mondays, but realistically, I duel everyone fucking most of the time in streams anyway. But thank you for supporting the channel. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the 7K, and take it easy. See you next week. Peace.